Here, let's talk about all the games happened on Sunday, December 19th. I think we got 3 games canceled yesterday. So if you want in a tight matchup, if your opponents got Darius Garland, if your opponents got Trey Young, or on the Sixers side you want Embiid, Brandon Ingram, Valanciunas, then you probably got an easy win off that. So with all these COVID, it's a lot harder to predict who is gonna play or which game's gonna get canceled. So you just have to follow with the news and make your pickups fast before the game starts. Well, let's talk about all the games that happened. The first game is the Miami Heat losing to the Detroit Pistons. They are dealing with a lot of injuries. Their 2 best players is both out, Jimmy Butler and Bam. Of course, Jimmy Butler should be coming back soon. He is questionable. He's been questionable. The tailbone, like the first time he came back, feel like he rushed it a little bit, and then just immediately get hurt again. So just chill, and best thing to do is just to chill and relax, get it healed up. I think he's close. He might be returning for Christmas. I don't know if they got a Christmas game. PJ Tucker also left the game. He was playing fairly well, with everybody out. What injury did he have? He had a knee issue. So if you were streaming him, fine. You could still hold and see whether he plays next game. But in 20 minutes, he played all right. 9 points, 9 points and 4 rebounds with 2 threes. Duncan Robinson, just don't know what's going on with him this year. With everybody out, you would expect him to put up better lines than this. Just the 6 points, 4 assists and 3 rebounds. But again, if you need threes and you don't care about anything else, he could still be a good streaming option. Doing Deadman, I think we could roster him, but he hasn't really putting up crazy numbers. Good efficiency, 11 points, 5 rebounds. We could look to stream him if you need some big man, if you need some rebounds and a little bit of efficiency. Gabe Vincent and Max Strus, these 2 guys, we could stream them. They'll come off the bench, play 30 plus minutes every single game if Jimmy Butler continues to be out. And they put Max played all right, had 4 threes, 24 points. He's just been putting up pretty big numbers in the scoring column. Pretty much every game. And forgot Tyler Hero was also out this game, due to some unknown. Let's see what Tyler got. Tyler's not even ranked in the last 2 weeks. But on the season, 128th ranked player, questionable. He had a right quad contusion. But again, with Tyler Hero, he's 128th on the season. That's a little wild, consider he's averaging 20 points, because he doesn't contribute. His free throw is all right, to be honest, 86% on 2.4 attempts. If he can get to the free throw line a little bit more, but mainly just no defensive stats, 3.1 turnovers and 44% field goal and no The assist is all right, 3.7, and the rebounds is okay. But that just tells you in fantasy how important the defensive stats are, and because the main counting stat looked all right, points, rebound, assists. I wouldn't drop him personally, even though he's ranked pretty low. He'll get scooped up immediately because the points, rebound, the assists, they're just so good, and the steals. I think he could average 0.8, 0.6 is a bit low, but we could have a situation where he get 4 steals one game, and his steal rate per game basis is gonna spike to 0.8, which is 0.8. When you get to 0.8, it's acceptable. It's not great, but 0.8 is all right. And I think 0.1 blocks. I mean, that's could jump up to 2.2, 0.3. That would help his value a little bit. For the Detroit Pistons, Sadiq Bey, this is the second game now. With Jeremy Grant out, he played really well. I just don't know if don't know. We'll see. Maybe having Jeremy Grant out is gonna unlock Sadiq Bey. 26 points, went to the free throw line 10 times. 3, that's huge, and 3 threes. Like I said, if you need threes and rebounds, he's a guy you could have. And with Jeremy Grant out, his playing time should be pretty secure. Diallo played 30 minutes, 15 and 7. We could stream Diallo for, usually he provides field goal, rebounds, a little bit points and defensive stats. If he's getting consistent 30 minutes, I think it's okay to have him. Isaiah Stewart, 14 rebounds, no defensive stats and 7 points. I think he needs to be rostered mainly for the rebound and blocks. Killian Hayes, just 20 minutes. Was in some foul trouble. Same thing with Kate Cunningham. Wow, 6 fouls. Both of them had a pretty bad game. But they'll bounce back. Kate took 4 shots. I don't know why, but 10 assists, 2 steals is really good. Saban Lee, 18 minutes. Frank Jackson, 22 minutes. Trey Lyles, like all the bench guys are getting 20 to 25 minutes. So unless they got 3 games in 4 days, I wouldn't really touch any of the Detroit Pistons guys. I think, with Jeremy Grant out for 6-7 weeks, Kelly Olynyk is going to be back at some point. So maybe like if he gets a questionable tag, or if we got the news that he's playing, we could pick him up. He'll come in and play 25 plus minutes and put up some solid numbers. Let's talk about the next game. The Portland Trail Blazers beat the Memphis Grizzlies 105-100. Damian Lillard, another great game. 32 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Really good free, went to the free throw on 12 times. I think it's a really good time to try to sell Damian Lillard high. He did the ejection. It was the same thing with Kyrie Irving a couple years ago with his shoulder thing, right? You're gonna eject something, eject some shots. Keep playing, but they have nothing to play for. If they are, the 11th or 12th, I don't know. Like, there's no point for Damian Lillard to keep getting shots and keep playing. Right? Obviously, the shots are working. He's playing well in the short term, but how long can he sustain this? Right? He's either gonna keep getting shots, and the Blazers gotta keep winning. This is a great win for them. Obviously, the Grizzlies are red hot. But I really want to try like any top 15 player. I would like. Beal is on the come up, so I would make that trade. Damian Lillard for Bradley Beal, right? Beal has not been good, but at least he's gonna be healthy. Well, we don't know that, but for now, this is the trade I'll be looking to do. Norman Powell, 28 points. Norman Powell is going to be huge with CJ McCollum out, and who knows if Damian Lillard gets shut down, right? He's going to be huge, really good game, 28 points, and he just surprises me every single year. This year again, somehow he finds an opportunity to play like this well. He's going to score a bunch of points, hit threes, and get some defensive stats, but he gets no assist. Efficiency. Again, like this level of efficiency, he's doing it again. Yusuf Nurkic, just 11 rebounds and nothing else. He had 7 turnovers. Not the best game for Nurkic. And Larry Nance Jr. and Robert Covington, it's interesting. They're both playing off the power forward position. Larry Nance Jr. played just 28 minutes, even though he's starting. I think we still want to hold him for now. He had 11 points, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. But if his playing time ever get to 25, we could get rid of him. He's not doing all that much. This game is great though. 11 points, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. While Nasser Little also play well. He could be a defensive streamer and some rebounds, a steal and 2 blocks here. Play pretty great. And Freddie Simons, we thought that hey, with Damian Lillard out, maybe he'll get more minutes. That's not the case. Robert Covington coming off the bench, getting 34 minutes. He's doing it again this year. Had a horrible start. The last week he's been, getting a bunch of 28th ranked player in the last 2 weeks. It's just really weird with this guy. Averaging 6 points, sure, but we don't really care about that. 2.1 steals and 2.1 blocks. We know he had the potential, so if he got dropped, you picked him up, congratulations. I will try to sell him high. I don't think things could change, very quickly. And he's not doing anything else. I guess 7 rebounds is a lot as well. But he's mainly just 3 categories guy. But obviously steals and blocks, the volume he's getting is the best in the league. Nobody else is close. I don't know, Jonathan Isaac maybe, Anthony Davis maybe. Those are the couple guys. But yeah, he's if you want stocks, he's the best go-to guy. That's it on the Blazers game. Let's move on to the Grizzlies. Ja Morant is gonna be back soon. So I think Tyus Jones, obviously you probably can't sell him. D'Anthony Melton getting 22 minutes, putting up big numbers. Maybe you could try to move him. Who knows? Like even without Ja Morant, he played 23. So with Ja Morant, maybe he just gets 19 and 20 sometimes, or maybe 17 minutes. But this is we see what this man can do. 23 minutes, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block, 9 points, just across the board. values across the board. I would try to sell him high if I can. Same thing with Desmond Bain. Did not have the best game. He's been super good, I would say, all season. I would try to sell him. The efficiency kind of fell off this game. Still had a block and a steal. Steven Adams, 3 steals, 9 rebounds, played all right. To me, he's just a rebound streamer. Doesn't really offer anything else, and a bad hurts your free throw pretty badly. Yeah, like if you're pounding free throws, and then he just really fits your team build in category leagues, sure. Otherwise, yeah. Jaren Jackson Jr. in foul trouble. Gonna give him a pass. He's been playing super well. Played just 20 minutes and fouled out. Probably a lot of those fouls went to Damian Lillard. That's why Damian Lillard went to the free throw line 12 times. But that's all right. Dillon Brooks with Jaren Jackson in foul trouble with Ja Morant out. 37 points. I think probably a sell high moment. 9 for 9 from the free throw line is also good for threes. And a steal. Really good game from Dillon Brooks. Try to sell him high if you can. Try to sell him for, especially if you're not pounding field goal. If you're pounding field goal, maybe just hold him because, his value goes up quite a bit. Otherwise, I try to sell him for, top 60, 70, or do a 2-for-1s to a team that's pounding field goal. Kyle Anderson has been insane. 4 steals and a block again. He's 133rd ranked player in the last 2 weeks, but he's shooting 53% from the free throw line. If you ignore the free throw, he's been averaging 2.3 steals and a block. Those are pretty scary with 6 rebounds and 3.5 assists in just 23 minutes. He's putting up pretty huge counting stats. It's just the free throw is really hurting you. We could stream him. We could stream him this week. The defensive stats are pretty insane. If he's not, rostered already. Let's go to the next game. The San Antonio Spurs lost to the Sacramento Kings. That's no good. For whatever reason, Derek White only played 25 minutes. A lot of the minutes went to Lonnie Walker. Maybe D.Y. was just horrible, but Lonnie Walker is not any better. Minus 18 for Derek White. He will be better than this. The last 2 weeks, he has been so good. Probably a good sell high. Like, if you sold high on him, that's good. But yeah, to me, he's a top 50, 60 player. So any top 40, if you got to do a 2-for-1 for top 30, 40, I think it's also a win for you. He's just a bit inconsistent, He could have a week where he put up top 20 numbers and then the next week outside of 150, right? That's totally possible for a guy like Derek White. Keldon Johnson played all right, played well, 11 rebounds, 2 steals. The defensive stats are coming for Keldon Johnson lately. Yeah. We could pick him up and stream him. Devin Vassell got the start. Pretty efficient and a block, 11 points. He's a guy, like, depend on your team build. You could roster him. You don't care about the rebound and the assist. Everything else is all right. Some defensive stats. He gets decent rebound as well. So I take that back. If you pound the assist, he's all right. He's providing you pretty good numbers and fairly efficient. Jacob Poeltl, 33 minutes, somehow went 2 for 10 versus the Kings. Not sure who's stopping him in the paint. 8 rebounds, a steal, and 2 blocks. Pretty good. You don't really get Poeltl for his scoring or free throw or threes. He's giving you everything else. And DeJounte Murray continues to be a beast. 25 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists, and a steal. And with great efficiency. Murray in the last 2 weeks, I haven't really talked about this guy a lot. He's fallen off a little bit. 51st ranked player, averaging just 15 points. But still 8 rebounds and 9 assists. I mean, the rebound and the assist is super, super solid. And 1.6 steals as well. So his breakout season, I would say, continues. And all the Spurs bench guys, other than Lonnie Walker, I mean, I don't really like Lonnie Walker anyways. All the other guys just getting 10, 15 minutes. And Thaddeus Young, since he said that he doesn't feel happy, he needs to get traded. I don't think he's going to get any playing time at all. And for the Kings, they got a couple guys out. De'Aaron Fox was placed into the safety protocol. So, there's some opportunities, Buddy Hield, probably a sell high. The new coach, Elvin Gentry, is messing around with the rotation a little bit. And I don't know if everybody comes back. Buddy Hield's going to get 30 minutes consistently, So this game, great, 29 points, 7 threes. Try to move him if you can. Try to sell him for a top 60, 70 player. Maybe do a 2-for-1 to get Jordan Poole, right? I think Clay's gonna return and impact him, but Jordan Poole is gonna be better than Buddy Hield. I got a feeling, because the new coach is messing with Buddy's minutes. That will really impact his production, obviously. Tristan Thompson, in the short term, Tristan Thompson, Chimezie Metu. Tristan Thompson for sure, you could stream him for some rebound. Chimezie Metu could give you multiple categories, like 6 rebounds, 4 steals is huge this game, 9 points. So those are the guys you could think about, streaming for the week, depending on what categories you want. Harrison Barnes played 40 minutes. This is the old Harrison Barnes we know. Obviously, a whole 14 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists, and nothing else. Harkless, 32 minutes, had 3 steals. You could stream him for defensive numbers. You look at the Kings schedule and make some decisions. They have a back-to-back, so they'll play again tonight. But they also pretty short-handed, and almost forgot to talk about the Tyrese Halliburton. What a game! Tyrese Halliburton, earlier this week he had a game where he had like 2 points. This is a really good bounce back game. Halliburton, oh my God, what the hell? He's the 9th ranked player in the last 2 weeks, and on the season, he's right next to Horford, 33rd ranked player in 9 category leagues. And guys like this, their rankings is gonna be good because their efficiencies are good. They don't really turn the ball over, and they get a bunch of defensive stats, right? Why is he the 9th ranked player in the last 2 weeks? First of all, like a lot of guys were out, but he's averaging 1.6 steals and 1.1 blocks. So both are, I guess the steals he could, is not too high, but the blocks for sure is a bit too high. And 8 assists, that's understandable because De'Aaron Fox is out. I would think about, I guess, sell high. Once De'Aaron Fox comes back, it's hard for me to see he could average 8 assists, and he's shooting 55% from the field on 10 attempts. But not too crazy, to be honest. Like, he could be a top 30 player or top 40 player the rest of the way in 9 category leagues, of course. So if you don't, and just the 14 points, 5 rebounds, 5-6 assists with 1.6 steals and 0.67 blocks, just very solid numbers across the board. Probably a sell high if you can get a top 20 or 30 player, or if your team doesn't really care about the efficiencies he's bringing, right? Maybe you could trade him for a guy with a lot more counting stats. But that's fine. Let's talk about the next game. The Lakers, they're just losing games. Can't really beat any decent teams. Where are they at? The Lakers, 7th seed, fighting for that playoff spot. They will be in it. I mean, there's no way they're gonna be out at the 10th spot. I don't think there's a way. But LeBron, I would say you gotta try to sell him. You gotta try to sell him. 40 minutes, 39 minutes again. 5 personal fouls, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal and 2 blocks. The counting stat look really, really good. Like this year, per game basis, why LeBron has been super good in the last, on the season. LeBron is the 4th ranked player whenever he played, although he missed a bunch of games, and he's the 7th ranked player in the last 2 weeks. Just gotta try to sell him. The defensive stats have been unreal. 1.4 steals and 1.6 blocks in the last 2 weeks. 7 assists, I guess that's okay. 8 rebounds on 26.6 points with 55% shooting. So a lot of those things are maybe not sustainable, and I think a lot of it, and I think he's gonna get hurt. If you playing the man 40 minutes a night, and he's gonna rest. The reason he's not resting because Lakers as a whole, they are really struggling right now, so they need LeBron to go hard. But yeah, really good game. Other than that, top 5 player on the season. Try to sell him high if you can. DeAndre Jordan, Wayne Allerton, let's not worry about him. Even though they got 35 minutes, I guess the biggest news here is they picked up Isaiah Thomas. So now, right away, he's starting with Russell Westbrook. Crazy, to be honest, it's crazy that Isaiah, he was in the G League or somewhere. He had one good game and immediately picked up by the Lakers 10-day contract. and then immediately playing 30 minutes in the NBA, put into the starting lineup. So these group of guys, I mean, they probably just have like 1 or 2 practice sessions in and just went right ahead. I don't think Isaiah is fantasy relevant, at least for now. Just leave him on the waiver wire. Russell Westbrook, pretty good game. Almost a triple-double, still in 2 blocks. 2 for 6 from the free throw line is bad, but that's been bad for 3 seasons. 6 turnovers, yes, that's also bad. Rajon Rondo came off the bench, played 23, and Carmelo Anthony. With Anthony Davis out, Carmelo is a guy that we could potentially to stream. He's going to offer you some points, some rebound, and some threes. But DeAndre Jordan or Dwight Howard is also out. But DeAndre Jordan is really, if you want some rebounds, sure. But he's really not offering anything else. For the Bulls, Javonte Green played huge minutes, still in 2 blocks, 9.6 rebounds, 5 of them being offensive. He's not really a good fantasy player. Zach LaVine is going to be out. We don't know when he's coming back. I wouldn't really stream Javonte Green. DeMar DeRozan, 34. He came back, had a great game, 38 points, 16 for 17 from the free throw line. That's crazy. 6 assists and a steal. DeRozan continues to impress. Top 20 player on the season, and could just be top 20, unless he. That's how they're gonna play in Chicago. I don't think he's gonna really slow down that much, to be honest with you. So really good stuff. Vucevic, like in the short term, with Zach LaVine out, like these guys are all gonna get a usage boost. So maybe a sell high for some of these guys. Or Vucevic, with Zach LaVine around, I don't think he's gonna take 17 shots all that often. But this game played all right. 19 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal with 3 threes. Alec Caruso getting huge minutes. I worry about his hamstring, and he's playing such high minutes again. And Alec Caruso, really, at the end of the day, he's a 1 category guy and some assist. I don't think the 2.2 steals is sustainable. Maybe he's having another TJ McConnell type of season, right? But he obviously needs to be rostered. Alonzo Ball, 19 points, 4 assists, a steal and block. With Zach LaVine out, all those usage going to go around. Everybody get 3 or 4 more shots, all the starters at least. Kobe White, here we go. 25 minutes, had just 5 points. I was going to say, if one of the Alonzo, Zach LaVine was out this game, but, if 2 guys are out, Kobe could come in and play 30 minutes. Maybe we could think about streaming him for some points, Let's talk about the next game. The Dallas Mavericks lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Mavericks, I think the big news here is the Kristaps Porzingis got hurt again. I mean, these right foot soreness, we don't know how serious it is. He could play the next game. But yeah, these guys, they're gonna go, like Joel Embiid, also another guy. They're just gonna get so many questionable tags. But when he's playing, like Porzingis played all right, 23 minutes, 13 points, 13 points and a steal and a block before he left. 9 for 9 from the free throw line is also good. Doncic was out this game. So Jalen Brunson went off. Same thing. I mean, a lot of guys did once Kristaps Porzingis left the game. Dwayne Finney-Smith had, I guess, best game of the season. 23 points. Offensively, 23 points, 3 threes. He's a guy we could stream for sure. Tim Hardaway Jr. we could stream for points and threes. 4 threes, 20 points. And I mean, did a bit of everything. 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals and block. Really good game for him. If you can't sell him, with Luka out, with Kristaps Porzingis out for a couple games, if you could, and he performs well, if you can sell him for any value, that's something I'll be looking to do. Jalen Brunson, huge, 11 assists and 18. He we need to roster him just based off the assists he's providing along. And Maxi Kleber, 14 rebounds in 30 minutes. We could also stream him for some rebounds, threes, and blocks if Porzingis ends up missing time. And for the Timberwolves, Malik Beasley got the start, played 30 minutes at 13 points because Anthony Edwards got placed, so he's going to be out for a while. In the short term, Malik Beasley is a pickup. Maybe Jaden McDaniels gets a few more minutes, but Jaden McDaniels, he can block a bunch of shots, but he hasn't really been, last year at least he did. He hasn't really been doing that all that much this year. But we could stream him if the schedule makes sense. Jared Vanderbilt, what a beast. 38 minutes. He's not gonna score. He's not gonna be a great free throw guy. He's not gonna hit threes. But he's a really good field goal guy. Can grab you rebounds. Not a lot of assists, obviously, and a lot of defensive stats. Another solid game from him, and the fact that he played 38 minutes really helped him the rest of the way, I think. Karl Anthony Towns, 33 minutes, 24, 7, 6, 11 for 13 from a typical game from Cat. D'Lo also played okay, 22 points, 4 threes and 3 assists with no defensive stats. And Patrick Beverley is putting up some solid numbers. He's a guy that we could we could pick up and roster. I would try to sell him high if I can. 10 rebounds, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal and 2 blocks. I don't think this level of production is going to be sustainable. But if you need assists and just a little bit everything across the board, if that's for you, he's the 106th ranked player on the season. In the last 2 weeks, let's see, Beverly. Yeah, 107th. So he's gonna be in that range. I think he's fine to have, especially if you're punting points. I mean, 10 points is not too bad. But he give you a little bit everything, a little bit rebounds, a little bit assists, a little bit steals is good, and a little bit rebound blocks for a point guard as well. So if it's a team that's punting points and threes, I would say pretty well. Let's look at the last game of the night. The Charlotte Hornets got destroyed by Phoenix Suns. The big news is that Desmond Booker came back from the hamstring issues. I try to trade Desmond Booker. I just hate hamstring issues. If they pull again, they're gonna be out for 2-3 weeks. And if they pull again, they're gonna be out for 2-3 weeks. And when they come back, they're gonna play hard, right? We saw what happened with Harden last year. They pull it fine, they come back, and if they pull it again, it's gonna be really bad, right? If they pull it again, they're gonna be for sure. They gotta rest for every back-to-back, and when they play, they're not gonna be 100%. So we'll see. Like if you can trade Devin Booker, if you can eco value back, let's say, like I would take it just because he already put his hamstring once already. For the Charlotte Hornets, Gordon Hayward, nobody really played high minutes other than Miles Bridges. Everybody just got 20, 25 minutes. Gordon Hayward, 9 points. And with everybody back, I think you got to try to sell Gordon Hayward high. The last couple weeks, he was good without LaMelo and Terry Rozier. Now it's time to sell him. Miles Bridges played well. The only guy, 32 minutes, 26 points and 2 steals with great efficiency and 5 rebounds. Mason Plumlee came back. He's a guy that we could stream for some rebound and some defensive stats, right? It's not guaranteed he's going to play 25 minutes every single night. Who knows, sometimes 20. But with him coming back, he did impact P.J. Washington. So maybe P.J. Washington could be a drop. This game was a blowout, so we don't know who's really going to who's going to finish the game. Maybe those 5-6 minutes went to P.J. That's still 20-25 minutes. That makes him a rosterable guy. Terry Rozier, it's just a bad game. We can move on. And LaMelo will also shot the ball pretty horribly, but still grab 4 for 4 from the free throw line, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals, and a block. So still pretty solid numbers coming out from LaMelo. Kelly Oubre Jr. was a huge sell high. Still had 18 points in 22 minutes, but nothing else. I really try to sell him for like any top, do a 2-for-1 to get like top 70, 80 value players. He could go back playing 20 minutes. And Cody Martin was out this game, so that would mess around with Kelly Oubre Jr.'s minutes also. For the Phoenix Suns, great win. They scored 137 points. Devin Booker came back, was a plus 32, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 4 threes. Even Chris Paul continue his crazy assists, 9, just very, 9-10 assists. He's gonna be the assist leader. I think he's gonna outdo Harden. I got a feeling. 14 points, a steal, and 9 assists, and 2 threes. Decent game from CP3 in just 24 minutes. Mikal Bridges played high minutes. 4 threes, that's great. If great efficiency, 5 assists is also great, but no defensive stats. Jay Crowder could be a streamer. DeAndre Ayton, huge game. 15 rebounds, 3 blocks, 15 points in just 24 minutes. He's just going to be that very solid rebound and field goal guy, and adding a bit of steals and blocks, and a little bit of points as well. but takes absolutely 0 threes and no assists. But overall, is a top. Let's see where Ayton is on the season. 49th ranked player. Like, I think he should be a top 35, top 40 player. Last 2 weeks, 37, just pretty consistent. You would expect 17, 18 points and 11 rebounds from him pretty consistently every single night with good field goal. And if he wants to move up in the rankings, he's got to get more defensive stats. In the last 2 weeks, 1.3 blocks is great. Let's see if he can sustain that. Because on the season, he's like blocking like 0.7, 0.8, which is obviously not ideal. And 0.5 steals, I think could move up to 0.7. For a guy that played 35 minutes, 33 minutes, 32 minutes, sometimes the ball will just come to you, right? Cameron Payne also came in and played 25 minutes. The guy just given the minute, he just put up pretty good numbers: 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and a block. And Cameron Johnson, we could all drop in. He was good stream with Devin Booker out. And that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.